All right, guys, we're going to get started. Good evening, everybody! Hello, how are we? Are we excited about Australs? I can't hear you. Are we excited? Yeah. It's taken a while. It's been a bumpy road. But welcome to Wollongong Australs 2026! All right. Who has been to Australs before? Oh, okay. Real new crowd. Who has never been to Australs before? Welcome to your first Australs. How exciting. I'll have to be a good one for you. Put your hand up if you've been to Australs in Australia before. All right, just me and Udai. All right. And Jordan. That's enough. Welcome everyone. It is genuinely so exciting to have you all here. We've got a massive briefing to go for the next 2 hours. Thank you all for coming and for being a part of it. I think we can go to the next slide now. Before we get to all these introductions, I just want to thank our 3 major sponsors who helped make this film possible. The first is Aspire Events and Catering. They're the UOW catering company. They're providing lunch on day 6, dinner on days 2, 3, and 4, and 7, and have given us access to the University Hall for grand finals and the Innovation Campus for break night at significant discounts, both in terms of venue hire and food. So really massive thanks to those guys, one of our biggest sponsors. Our second sponsor is Dialogy. Massive thanks to them. They're a hosting debating company based in China. I should double check that point in this briefing, but they've been a huge part of making this thing possible. They're always looking for somebody interns and coaches, so do check them out. They're great. And our third sponsor is Speaking Schools Australasia, who'll be familiar to hopefully some of you who've been to a conference in Australia before. We're really grateful for their ongoing support. They're an individual sponsor, so their sponsorship money directly contributed to flying over a person with a full rego waiver and a flight subsidy from Indonesia. So a massive thanks to Speaking Schools Australasia for their contributions. Now we've heard from our sponsors, let's hear from who we've got today. So let's start with the tournament briefing. If you haven't already guessed, my name is Rob, next slide, sorry, and I am one of the conveners today. That's me, that's my phone number, and our other convener is Emma! I think it's been focused with him, Emma in a second. We're both very excited to have you here. With our phone numbers, and please don't call us at 1 a.m. We do need to sleep as well. If you do need us, do call us, but don't lose your room keys, don't get lost. Most information you need is on the link tree. Most information you need is in the participant handbook. So do check those as your first points of call. And if you do need to contact us in general, probably far easier to message the Facebook page or send us an email rather than DMing either of us, because we're more likely to see that communication than we are to check our own messages during the course of Australs. So do contact us those ways if you need to. All right, I think a couple of things to note then about how Australs is going to work. Firstly, we will be doing debate recordings, so we'll try and record a bunch of debates to put up on the ADC YouTube channel. We will get judges to ask consent before those recordings take place in the rooms. You can obviously say yes or no in the moment. You can say yes or no later and change your mind. If you change your mind later, probably easiest just to send me an email or contact me in some form of writing, and we'll get that changed before we go up. We can definitely edit things later. For judges who are recording, even if someone says no, it's preferable to still record as much of the debate as possible, and we'll have to put up 4 or 5 speeches, if not the whole 6 speeches plus replies. Photography. For those of you who are Easters this year, you would have seen me wandering around with a camera. I'll be doing the same thing at this tournament. If you don't want your photo taken, just kind of give me like one of those when I'm walking in, and I'll run to do it. But equally, if you're in the middle of a speech, just easier just to let it go and then come grab me afterwards and I'll delete the photographs I've taken of you. I probably won't be posting any photographs that much live, so you can sort of give me a bit of notice and I will fix them up before they go live. But we will be taking lots of photographs hopefully during the tournament. In terms of smoking or vaping, no smoking or vaping except the dedicated smoking areas on campus. Please don't get caught by security. In terms of the place here, did we check that?
Definitely no smoking inside. I don't see any no smoking signs in the outdoor areas, but maybe check with reception just to be safe, because there will be security on campus or on site tonight. But definitely no vaping or smoking inside, please.
Thank you, man. All right. Yeah, we love freedom here at Wollongong South Leisure Resort, so you're free to smoke. Lanyards, please wear them at all times when you're at tournament-based events. That's so we know that you're here with us. It will also help you get access to things like venues and food and stuff like that. We might block people who we don't have lanyards. We don't want random uni students taking our food. In terms of ID in Wollongong, if any of you are going out in Wollongong, which I all hope a bunch of you will go out to our friend Scoundrels Rest, which we'll talk about later in today's presentation, you do need physical ID. We've been told they're not very keen to accept photographs of passports or ID or anything like that, so take your driver's license, take your photo ID card, take your passport. Don't lose any of those 3 things when clubbing out in Wollongong, but do take ID with you to get into licensed venues. They're pretty strict on checking that in Wollongong. Social media, please tag us. If you put up posts of your contingent or of yourself at Australs, tag us, we'll reshare you. If anyone's having a birthday during Australs, we've already had 2 today. Happy birthday to Zara and to Chelsea, whose birthday it is today. We want to be prepared. You guys want to sing? Are we going to sing with it?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Chelsea and Zara.
Happy birthday to you.
Hip hip. Hip hip. Excellent. We'll do that every single day for someone who has a birthday. So yeah, please tag social media, we'll repost it, we'll reshare it, those are our links there. Importantly, bookmark that link tree. That has access to every key document, every map, every policy, every form that you will need during the tournament will be on that link tree, except a private URL, because that'd be weird to put them on a public site. But everything else you'll need is on that site. All right, Emma's going to run you through all the stuff around accommodation now.
Hello, I'm not as extroverted and loud as Rob, sorry. But I do have important things to say. The first thing is just quickly going back to that ID stuff. In my experience, going out in Wollongong, most places have like the physical scanners, and they don't accept like overseas driver's licenses or like citizen cards or anything. Like you have to have your passport if you're from overseas. So I know that it's like risky and annoying, but if you want to get let in, that's most likely what you will need. Some places might be more relaxed, but generally that's my experience of going out with like international students in Wollongong. Cool, in terms of accommodation, the basic premise is please be respectful of the entire grounds. The accommodation people have been really, really kind and great to us, but they do have quite strict rules that they've sent us in no uncertain terms about please no noise after 10 p.m. Please no extra people in your cabins after 10 p.m. Any damage that you make is up to you and is your responsibility and will be charged to you. Also, they have said multiple times that if there are any like really serious breaches of the policy, all of us get kicked out. Not just like your cabin, not just you, like all of us, which would be really bad, and then Australs would be over and you wouldn't get a refund. So please be respectful and mindful of all of these things. Because that's really important. In saying that, please also have fun. The grounds are really cool. There's lots of open green spaces that you can share. There's a private path down to the beach, which you should only go to in daytime. And you should also only swim if you are beach safe, because it is not patrolled and it is also dangerous. So please go and look at the beach in a safe manner. There are also like mini golf and basketball things and lots of great things on the accommodation, so have fun. The contacts are up here. There will be security on site walking around. So if you do think that you will need to contact reception or after hours security, even like in the case that you lose a key or something, we will not be able to fix that for you. So maybe take a photo of this, unless they're on the link tree. Take a photo. Cool, just general etiquette, please be respectful of your roommates. You're probably sharing in quite large cabins, but in small spaces with the amount of people. The cabins are really fun, they're really wholesome, it's really nice. We have a kitchen, things like that, but also just make sure that your roommates are still getting sleep. Maybe you're not taking the tournament seriously, but maybe someone in your cabin is, so please just be mindful of things like that. There are lots of TV, soccer, sport things that Rob knows about, which are happening, which are listed there. Please don't climb out of the windows, there are doors. I didn't expect to ever have to say that, but I do. Also, the couches, some of the rooms, or at least all of the rooms that have someone allocated to a sofa bed, might not have been made up by the accommodation. There is linen in the linen closet of your room, and you have to make it up yourself. We're sorry, we didn't know that would happen. So there is extra bedding for people who are using the couches, if it's not already there. Cool. Campus maps, I handed out a bunch today. Reception also has some, so if you ever want to ask them, you can. They leave at 7:45 p.m, so maybe you do that tomorrow if you haven't already done that. It is also in the link tree. I'm guessing it's in the participant guide. It's big. Take note of the restricted area. These are private cabins where people live, so you need to be so respectful of those areas, right? Like, don't act like children around people who literally live here, because it's their home, it's their private area. You don't want to trespass on the private property or keep them awake at 3 a.m. So please be extra mindful of those restricted areas. All of our cabins are circled, so we're kind of together, but some people are a little bit separate. So again, just keep in mind that we don't have full exclusive access of this. So you are, you might be next to families, you might be next to children. So please keep that in mind in your behaviour. Oh, there's the restricted area message. No music, no speakers outside of cabins, please. No noise after 10 p.m. E-scooters and e-bikes are prohibited. And please keep ball sports to a minimum around cabins. Swimming pool. We do have a heated swimming pool in here, which is really cool. You need to access it via reception, so out that way, and the exit is on the other side, I'm pretty sure. If you want to be baptized, you need to admit. They specified that to us like multiple times. So baptisms are okay, I guess. Alcohol is BYO, that's okay, but same as all of the other warnings that I've given you, please just be, normal people about it. Conference rooms, we'll be using conference rooms for things like council, and like right now. Don't move, touch, or place things on the karate mats. Also, very specific about that. Be quiet when moving from the auditorium to cabins or between cabins, again, because you're sharing the space with other people, including families. We've gone over noise. There's water stations around. Please, if you haven't already, move your car, like after briefings, to be in front of your cabin, because that is visitor parking, so you need to be parked out front of your own cabin. And if you need the gate code, it's in the link tree, or it's up here, but it's in the link tree. Lost room keys, $50 for a lost key, not charged to us, charged to you, so please don't lose it. Each cabin only has one key. If you need an additional key, you can ask reception and they might give you one. We can't give you one, but it's worth asking if you do really need an extra one. Yeah. Wi-Fi, there's no password, it's just WSLR Wi-Fi. It's not that good, but it exists. Okay, this is direct quotes. No loutish behaviour by any member of your group. Noise, I've already said. They've said that this breach, this is why I keep repeating it, about no noise after 10 p.m. This breach may result in the eviction of your entire group, specifically for noise after 10 p.m. So please, if you need to be loud, go somewhere else. There's an excellent like pub venue thing across the road. There's the beach. There's parks and roads. Just please don't be loud here because I don't want all of us to get kicked out. It will be regarded as a double breach of conduct where there is excessive noise emanating from a room occupied by your group after 10 p.m, which contains more persons than the number indicated. So I would hold off on the room parties, please, because, as I said, there'll be security walking around. We don't want to set a precedent of the accommodation being upset at us from day one because we're having like 30 people in a room. Also, the excessive use of alcohol or offensive language is not allowed. Cool, this is where you can make noise. Taraji Beach Hotel, it's literally just across the road. It's like, it has drinks, it has food, it has pokies, it has a smoking area, it has all the things, so please go there. It's open until 3 a.m. every day, except for Sunday. It is not an official tournament venue, we won't have people there. So your own behaviour, your own everything is up to your own responsibility, and you'll be held to the standards of the security and etc. that is at the venue. So we won't have people posted, we won't have equity there, we won't have conveners there. It is not an official after party venue, it's just my suggestion. If you want to be loud past 10 p.m. and loutish, go there. Please be careful crossing the road, and please be quiet coming back to your cabins. Scoundrels Rest. So Orion used to be a really prominent member of UOW debating, and he has now moved on to bigger and better things and runs his own bar in Wollongong, which is really cool. We have a discount voucher, which is on the next slide, which I'll show you in a moment. He's made yucca shots. So we were not prepared to give you yucca, I'm sorry, I'm not being responsible for that, but you can go there and get your yucca shots. And he also gave us a $10 cocktail voucher, which is really cool, and it's just a really nice, wholesome venue. So I really recommend checking it out in the centre of Wollongong. Here it is, take a photo. It's also in the link tree and in the participant guide.
Lauren.
It's not open every day. I think it might be closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I don't remember quite, but just check on Google what days it's open. All right, now we can go. Cool, this is me done, thank you.
Thank you very much, Emma. Emma's off now to get your food and drinks ready for tonight's social. So massive thanks to Emma for pulling that together, and to Angus, who, I don't know if he's even back yet, but he's gone out to get, oh, he's here. Thank you, Angus, for driving around today and getting all the booze and all the non-alcoholic booze for tonight's events. Let's talk about debate venues. We're going to be hosted today, or not today rather, the tournament, at the University of Wollongong, and that is a short bus ride away. We'll talk about transport in a second. It is a truly beautiful campus, full of nature and wildlife, lots of trees and bushland and wonderful cafes. So it's a wonderful place to go. The main briefing room will be building 67. It's also called the McKinnon Building, and it is hard to miss once you're in there, but there are plenty of maps that lead to it too. But if you are lost, look for things or people and ask them about Building 67, the McKinnon Building. Don't fuck with the ducks. There are lots of ducks on the UOW campus. They will harass you if you mess with them, but also just like live and let live. Let the ducks duck and you debate, okay, or judge. So please don't mess with the ducks. There are phone numbers there for UOW security if you need to contact them. If for whatever reason something goes wrong, you're unsafe, you're lost, you need help, security is there, and there is also a building you can go to physically if you need to for the UOW security. They do the normal things that security uni does, like walk people around at night if they need to. Hopefully you won't be there too late or on your own. Good to take a photograph of that. It's also in the participant handbook under the key contact section as well. EduRoam is available on campus for those of you who have EduRoam linked in, so you should be able to access the Wi-Fi. Otherwise, reception at UOW is not that bad. You should be able to access things by data. There's plenty of cafes, food joints, vending machines, bubblers, not bubbles, available on campus, but stick to the schedule. If you're going to wander off to get your own food or go for a coffee run, make sure you're back by the time it says on the schedule. We'll talk about schedule in a second as well. There is a really lovely cafe that is open in the building. We're doing briefing rooms, and I've already given them the heads up that you'll be coming for the next 3 days. So they're ready to go to serve you cafe, coffees and food. They close about 3:45 in the afternoon. So generally after the second debate will be your last call for coffee. They won't be open by the time the third debate starts. And that map linked there, and also linked in Linktree, is genuinely one of the most useful maps I've ever found for a university. It lets you highlight specific facilities you want, it gives you directions between buildings, it's super interactive, super useful. Obviously there are technology policies that mean you can't be looking at it during debates, but it is useful to familiarise yourself with, or if you get lost in between debates, when you can access that service. The other important thing to note about UOW campus is that the offices of the teachers and the admin are intermixed with the classrooms, and that's particularly true in Building 19, which means when you're walking through, you'll be walking past very grumpy university admin who are trying to work. So I can't implore enough, don't scream or yell or gallop or whatever, or don't lout on your way to debate rooms. If you talk, you've got to talk, get a prep, etc. But my clearest advice is get into the building, get to your room, don't scream at each other, but just keep it civil as you get to your room. You've got half an hour prep. The buildings are literally a minute away from the briefing hall, so you should be totally fine to access those spaces pretty quickly. But just be respectful of the admin staff that are working at the venue at the time. I think that's it for this slide. We're going to talk a bit more about how the rooms are numbered. They all follow a pretty similar structure. So 67 is the main building, you have 67, that's the building. Dash, first number is the floor, remainder of the numbers are the rooms. So 67, 107, that's our briefing room for example. Building 67, first floor, room 7. Basically the way you enter the McKinnon building most commonly is a large flight of stairs, you walk up, there's the briefing room. There is also an entrance underneath through the subway, like not the train station, like the restaurant subway. That gives an elevator to go up, and those access needs will be sorted out with transport and with Emma to get there and access those. So that's how 67, 107 works, and all the accessible rooms are in that building on the same floor, a literal 5-second walk from the briefing room. You go out the briefing room, there's one, there's the other, and anyone who has proximity but is okay with steps, they're literally right above. So there should be no problem there for accessing 67. Next one, 19, 20, 40. Building 19, floor 2, room 40. So the 3 digits at the end there are for the room. The first digit is still the floor, it's not the 20th floor, it's still floor 2. Next one please. 25, GO5, same thing again, but 25 has a ground floor, which is where you walk in on. UOW is hilly, so you'll be walking in on random levels all the time. Just look at what the room level is on the signs. And the next one please, building 40, same thing again, building 40, level 1, room 22. Awesome. That map is not showing up at all well on this projector setting. However, thankfully it is both on the Linktree and in your participant guide, and it shows you where all the rooms are, and it is genuinely all super close to each other. When you arrive at the campus, you'll get off the bus at the green dot, literally walk straight up, there's no steps, it's just a bit of a hilly walk, into 67, and then either turn left to go to building 25, or turn right to go to 19 and 40. We will do a bigger demonstration of that tomorrow quickly before the rounds, but map's there, have a look, familiarise yourself with it, and I'm also going to post a bunch of videos on the Instagram tonight of like those hyperlapse videos of walking towards all the venues, so you'll be able to have a look at those as well, and keep them in like the memories or highlights section of Instagram too, so you can get back to them. Alright, bathrooms. This briefing will be made available, and I might post these details on the social media as well, because I don't think this page is in the handbook, sorry. But every building does have access to either all gender bathrooms or accessible bathrooms that can be used, and they are on most levels. Again, that map website we looked at earlier does list all this as well, and you can select it, but every building should have access to bathrooms that you need to use and are available for everyone. So either take a photograph of that, or I'll make sure this is posted somewhere where you can access it. Accessibility, if you included an accessibility request in your initial individual registration, we will have been in touch with you, either Orcom and or Equity, to organise that. And that was in touch to organise debate rooms, transport and accommodation. If you didn't include any accessibility requests in the initial registration, there was the Equity form that had options to include additional accessibility requirements. Equity would have been in touch to deal with you with those. If you still have an accessibility requirement and have not lodged that, please lodge it ASAP using the Equity form available in the link tree, because we'll need to process those and get ready for tomorrow.
Smoking and vaping is allowed outside of cabins.
There we go, freedom. All right, and then, but also like if someone has asthma, please don't smoke in their face, like be respectful of other people as well. And if anything comes up during the competition with regards to access, Equity is your first point of contact. They will be the ones to look after you. Rather than having multiple people and getting confusing, talk to Equity, they'll sort you out if you have any additional access needs that come up during the tournament. Next one, please. Forums. People of Colour Forum will take place during day 3 at lunch. That is in between rounds 4 and 5, and it will be in the briefing room, and that is an autonomous forum, so only people of colour are able to attend that forum. We will bring food up to the forum, but like it's hard to tell how many people are coming, so you can also just cut the line and grab food at the barbecue area before you come as well. And if you are in line and someone says, I need to go to POC forum, let them cut in front. You will get a sausage, you will get a chicken burger, there will be plenty of stuff left. WGM forum, same deal, but that'll be on day 4 between round 7 and 8, and that'll be happening in the briefing room as well. That is non-autonomous, so everyone can attend. And we do encourage big attendance at these forums. It is important to understand, to take part, to learn, to contribute. And there is a prioritised speaking list at WGM forum that prioritises women of colour, WGM of colour, WGM, and then once that speaking list is exhausted, cis male are allowed to speak as well. And those will be conducted by Aida. Judy, who's in the room, I think will be conducting the WGM forum, if not both forums. So thank you to Judy and to Aida for doing that. In terms of food, I've gone through that already. But yeah, please let attendees get their food, and we will try and bring some food to forums as well. Breakfast. You've all got breakfast packs. How cool. Everyone's got some toast, some cereal, etc. Please don't set the buildings on fire. Please don't set off the smoke alarms or do anything dangerous. I don't know how you can set cereal and milk on fire, but I'm sure you guys can find a way. Please don't find a way to do that. Taking time to make your breakfast, not an excuse for being late, okay? We don't want to be like 8:45, sorry, my toast was late. No, be there on time. Get up early, make your breakfast early, and be ready. We may do a restock on day 5 in here. That is to be confirmed, depending on how much breakfast is eaten. We will check in with you over the course of the tournament how much we need. There is extra gluten-free bread available, and there's extra soy and oat milk available down at this table as well that you guys are welcome to grab if you need it for your room. And we'll be ordering a small amount of extra milks during the tournament, so let us know if you want more milk. I think let Emma know that. She'll be the one to chat to about dietaries and milk. And most cereals contain traces of nuts, but please check your boxes and let us know if you need to swap it out. We have tried to make sure that every breakfast pack that goes to a room does meet the dietary requirements in that room, but if you have a peanut allergy, or someone in your room has peanut allergy and you find a jar of peanut butter, don't open it. Let us know, we'll give you something else instead. And please be careful of everyone else's allergies in the room too. We recommend freezing your bread, it will last longer, so look at the expiry date, chuck it in the freezer on that day, and you'll have bread ready to go for the rest of the week. So do recommend freezing your bread. All right, and if you didn't receive any bread or butter, we have so much bread and butter left. We have some bread and butter left. We can give you more if you didn't get it. All right, that's breakfast. Lunch on days 2 to 4. Now, was anyone here at Macquarie UTS Easters in 2023? Few hands. Has anyone been to a Macquarie tournament that Chris Richard convened? Few more hands, excellent. Guy's a legend of the barbecue. He's sadly not here. But he has organised a scout group to come and cook lunches for us on those days. So we're going to have a sausage sizzle on the first day, bacon and egg on the second day, chicken burgers on the third day. There will be dietary requirements catered for with veggie patties and halal food, etc. So you'll be able to cater all your needs. It's all sorted. They're coming in, they're cooking it. It'll be grand. Real Australian experience too, to have a bit of a sausage sizzle. So we hope we give you a bit of cultural experience and cultural enrichment as well. So these will be available outside 67. There will be plenty of food, but there are limited barbecues. So please be patient. We'll try and cook as quickly as we can to get through it all. Special lines for dietary and access needs will be available. So if you have a dietary requirement, cut to the dietary line. If you have an access requirement, that means you can't stand in the line for ages, cut to the access line. We'll give you your food in a priority sense in that way. And some will be brought up to forums. So the food's going to be great. Chris is a legend. The scouts are great. The food's going to be good. I hope everyone loves their chicken burgers and their sausage sizzles. All right, afternoon teas. They'll be served in the Building 67 foyer. There'll be special lines again for dietary people and dietary requirements people with access needs. That'll all be in the foyer outside the briefing room. Come and grab your snacks. Dinner on days 2 to 3. That'll be served in the Building 67 foyer. Special line. I'm very repetitive here, but that's good. We've catered for all the meals. Please head straight to dinner after your last debate of the day. Do individual feedback on the way, do individual feedback over dinner, because we'll run straight into POC night and WGM night, because they're literally in the same building. Debate, grab food, sit down, the event starts. So there should be no excuses for not turning up to POC night or WGM night, because that's where you get dinner. So please do arrive for those events. Rubbish. Put your rubbish in the bins, seriously. Debating tournaments are messy. They don't need to be. There are bins. Use them. Please use the bins. So clean up after yourselves. Don't leave shit lying around. Chuck it in the bin. I know I'm feeling very like camp teacher at a school camp venue. Maybe it's just the venue we're in being very school camp-like, but do please pick up the rubbish. All right, transport then. So read the Participant Handbook. That has all the information you need about transport, where you're getting them, when you're getting them. I know it's a bit confusing, but if we all work together, we can do this. We just need to work together for the common good of the tournament. What does that mean? The public buses are free for days 2 and 3. Buses are every 10 minutes in the morning from 7:29 a.m. You have to be on those buses. If you choose not to use public transport and make your own way there, and I know a lot of people from Sydney and Canberra and Melbourne have driven here, and so might be driving to the tournament, you're so welcome to do that. It will reduce the strain on the buses, but it is your responsibility to be there on time. You need to leave early, you need to check the Google Maps, you need to find parking, so give yourself plenty of buffer time to be there on time. Buses are every 20 minutes at night from 9:40 until 9:45 p.m. So we'll be pretty snappy out of POC night, WGM night to the first wave of buses, the second wave and third wave. But us finishing on time does depend on all of you guys helping, so we can start on time and get through those processes and move it at a quick pace during the night. So please do that. It's important because Ubers are, I think that might be the next slide actually, sorry. Oh no, there's more before that. On day 4, the Wollongong bus doesn't leave early enough on a Saturday, we found out way too far into this process. So we have had to organise a tournament bus for the day 4, which is around 7 and 8. That will leave here from 7:30 a.m, if not a little bit earlier, outside reception. You need to get on that first bus and we'll do loops for the next hour. It cannot take 240 people at 8:30. So we need to get people on that first bus. If you wanted to use a breakdown, use the same breakdown that was on the same for the 7:29 bus for days 2 and 3. Do that for day 4 as well. If you get there earlier, you have time to get coffee. You have time to get more breakfast. You have time to relax. If you get the last bus, you'll be going straight into the debate. So do get there early. And I should have mentioned earlier, there is a schedule in the Participant Handbook. It's called institutions attached to certain bus departure times. Stick to that, be on the correct bus at the correct time. This bus will do a few things. It will go from the accommodation to the uni, it will go from the uni to accommodation, it will go from comm to break night, and break night back to the uni. Importantly, the bar tab and the food at break night starts when the first bus gets there. So if you want to be lazy and wait for the last bus, that's a lot of potential food and booze that is gone before you even get there. So get on the first bus, you'll get lit quicker. All right, that's transport. Oh, there's more. Uber exists in Wollongong. It's not that backward. It's not as rural as some people described it as. It's like an hour from Sydney, guys. Like, this is fine. We have people who flew here from overseas and Darwin. Like, this is a far less rural place. But it is unreliable, I'm saying all that, especially in the morning, especially around here. It's also might be unreliable at night. It may be a bit of a long wait. So don't rely on it unless you absolutely have to. If everyone at the tournament orders Ubers at once, we will cause a surge pricing. We are that powerful. So please make sure that you try and avoid using it as possible and don't rely on it in the mornings because it won't guarantee you'll get there on time. If you drove, we've already gone through that part. Paid parking is available on campus, and there is free parking around campus, but it may be a little bit of a walk because you're going to go through the burbs. So just plan that out in advance. I think it's like $10 a day for parking. Okay, Cello Park, the app, $8 a day. Might be worth it if you guys want to drive. And if you park illegally or you don't pay and you get fined, that's on you. That's your problem. We're not covering that. So please don't break the law. Check-in process for in-rounds. This is done via barcode scan on the way into Building 67. You walk into Building 67, you'll get scanned in, and check-in will close at 8:45 a.m. If you're late and if you miss check-in, what are you doing? What's going on? You have to be there and check in before 8:45. That's the rule. That's the goal now. 8:45 is the cutoff. You have to be there. Thanks to Lauren for teaching me the meme. This is the rule now. So, regardless how you arrive, you have to be there. We will cut you off. It will be with a hint of sadness, I must say, and a hint of regret. But also a great deal of sadistic glee if we get to cut you from the tournament, because it'll make our lives easier. So don't be late, please. I beg you, don't be late. We can do this if we work together. See the cutting policy in more details. Pass on to your contingents. You should all be here. We are not mucking about with the schedule. We will run on time. I know a lot of you are Australian, and I know Australian minis tend to be like, it'll start in an hour. No, it's starting on time. If you've been to a tournament like Convenor or Tab, we don't muck around, all right? So, and importantly, you'll see on the schedule, round start at whatever time it starts. I think one round starts at 12, for example stake, a round starts at 12:30. That means the draw rolls at 12:30. That doesn't mean talking at 12:30, draw rolls at the time it says on the schedule. We'll be pulling you back into rooms before that time. So do not hang around, do not wander off, be ready to go when the draw says it's going to roll. Do not be late, check the schedule, keep an eye on your watches, we will not wait. Yeah. Scavenger hunt. We're doing a scavenger hunt for a bit of fun. We will post some fun graphics about this, and it will be judged by Angus, and anyone Angus appoints to support him in this, but we want to have a bit of fun. So, scavenger hunt. We will figure out a prize. I think Angus has got a nice little prize cooking up for you guys. Most interesting photograph for the palm trees on Crown Street Mall. The palm trees on Crown Street Mall are awesome. If you haven't seen them, it's like one of the best tourist attractions in Wollongong. And I'm not saying that sarcastically or to dig on Wollongong, they're really actually that cool. Secondly, take a photograph or a video acting out emotion. When we did this at Easter's, the team that won acted out emotion about military dolphins by putting a witch's hat on their head. And it was great. So please get involved in that. Most photographs wearing a different society's merch. Make friends, talk to people, wear other merch. You could have bought some Wollongong merch, but you didn't. So you can do that. Most photographs with the Swords alumni. There's a Swords alumni who works at Scoundrels Rest, which you can all go to and get a photograph with. There might also be some popping up during the week. So, most photograph with the Swords alumni, most people at Scoundrels Rest, take a big group photograph, you might win a prize, and biggest Vegemite reaction. So a bunch of you got given Vegemite in your breakfast packs, we want to see you eat it. That's that'll win. Most Vegemite, so either the most outlandish but real reaction to tasting Vegemite, or the largest scoop taken. So get creative, eat some Vegemite, see if you can do it. It actually genuinely is very, very good. All right, I think that might be the end of the tournament briefing. Oh, just on time. So, consult the participant handbook. That is your Bible. I know you can get baptized, but we will baptize you with the participant handbook as well. No. The only baptism I've ever really seen is the one in Book of Mormon. So I don't quite think that's what we're going for. So yeah, participants in the handbook, email us, contact the Facebook page or Instagram, don't DM us. We are more likely to respond to the other comms than we are to DMs. Australs is going to be fun. We want it to be a good time. I want you to enjoy it. Australs is the best tournament in the world. It has the best format, the best region, the best debaters, and I want you guys to have a good time. We've worked really hard on this, and we can't wait to share the week with you. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Does anyone have any questions for the org comm before we hand over to Tab for the Tab briefing? All right, no worries. We'll be back at the very end, but you've been wonderful. Thank you so much. We'll hand over to Tab now. Yeah, give me a second.